There are 5 levels of leadership that you must know. It doesn't matter if you're the CEO, an entrepreneur that aspires to leadership, or a frontline manager. For you to meet your potential, you are going to have to go through these 5 levels in order to get there. Now, I'm not talking generically or some philosophical. These are real levels that we've seen over the last 15 years coaching and developing leaders to help them meet their potential. And we're often called in when leaders are really struggling to try to get them to another level, and it is not easy. So before the end of this video, you are going to know what the 5 levels are and where you are on these 5 levels in order to get to your next level. My name is John Eads, author of Building the Best, creator of the Leadership Lens and the Optimistic Outlook newsletter. And these resources exist for one big reason: to help shorten your timeline to effective leadership. And if there's one lesson I've learned more than anything else studying the best and the worst leaders, is that no team will exceed the level of growth of their leader. Jocko Willink said, "There are no bad teams, only bad leaders." And he's so right. John Maxwell said, "The leader is the lid." Now, this is important because if you want your team to go far or to go fast, they can't go faster or further than you or the quality of the leadership on it. Because there's not just one leader at the top, there has to be leaders at every single level. I want you to think of this like the game of Mario. My son a few years ago used to play this game Mario, and we played it. And in order to get to the next level, you had to beat the board. You had to go through some struggles, beat the board, and then that would get you to your next level. And you knew exactly where you were. But leadership doesn't work that way. In fact, you don't know exactly where you are. And oftentimes, most managers think they're further along than they actually are. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. So since nobody holds up a map for you and tells you where you are, let's find out what the 5 levels of leadership are so you can determine exactly where you are on your leadership journey. The first level of leadership is directs. This is when the team does it because you told them to do it. You are directing traffic. You are the air traffic controller. You are directing what people do when they do it. And this is level 1 leadership. Level 2 leadership is when you are connecting or your connects. And this is when people follow you, not because they have to, but because they want to. This happens when you build a relationship with team members. You know what their dreams, their aspirations are. You figure out what their strengths and their weaknesses are, and you try to put them in the best position they can be in to succeed. Level 3 gets a little bit more complicated. This is when you develops. Level 3 is develops. And this is when team members are getting better because of you. And this is essential because every employee wants to know that their boss or their leader is helping them improve. Because when someone stops growing, they get bored. And as my friend Whitney Johnson says, bored people get disrupted. When you're not growing, you lose hope. You lose excitement for what it is that you're doing. So part of any leader's job is to help their team develop. And that is stage 3, when team members are developing and getting better. Level 4 leadership gets even more complicated. It is shapes. And this is when team members think differently because of you. You literally are helping shift their mindset, maybe even their identity of what they're capable of, what they think, what they believe. This is essential because in many ways, leadership is simply the transfer of belief. And when you start to shape someone's mind and heart and identity, that's when you're taking root in them. They are changing themselves, which then gets us to level 5. And most leaders, unfortunately, never get here. But that is when leaders multiply. Team members start leading others because of the leadership that they received. Now, this is essential because leadership is not about creating more followers. Leadership is about creating more leaders. So when you get to level 5 leadership and you're multiplying leaders, you are literally multiplying your impact well beyond this person that you're leading, because now they're shaping and sharing leadership with those that come into contact with them. You can think of it a little bit like Sean McVay, the coach of the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, he's a great young head coach. 7 of his assistant coaches have gone on to be head coaches. 15 or 20 of his assistants have gone on to be assistants in the NFL, other places. He is multiplying leaders. Now, I know he would prefer those people not to leave his staff, but he knows that's part of a leader's job, is to multiply leaders. So what level of leadership are you at? Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, or level 5? Now, I don't know where you are right now. You can take the free quiz to find out. But most importantly, whatever level you're currently at, it is impressive and it is important because it is a place on your journey, but it is not your ceiling. You can go to another level of leadership, but it's not going to happen because you want it to. It's going to happen for one of 2 reasons. The first is your skills. You must have the abilities to go to the next level. You must develop your difficult conversations or accountability or coaching or communication skills. All these core skills that make up leadership, you must develop them in order to go to the next level. Think of it like a golfer. You don't just get to the next level or lower your handicap because you want to. You must become a better putter, a better driver, a better iron player, you chipper. Those are all skills that are required for you to get better at golf. Leadership works the same way. You must develop your skills in order to get to your next level. But it's not just skills. There's also another really critical element. And that element is belief. The belief that you can get to your next level. The belief that you're good enough, worthy enough, capable enough to develop someone else or to shape somebody else, or most importantly, to multiply another leader. That doesn't happen by accident. It starts with a belief that you can. I don't know what you need to do more of. Is it develop your skills, or is it to increase your belief? Maybe it's some combination of the 2. But I do know that no organization is going to go past the level of their leader. So if you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your team, if you want them to accomplish more, you must keep growing yourself. And you do that through the development of your skills and increasing the belief that you are capable and good enough to do this. I don't know what level you are. You're somewhere on this chart if you're a leader, but it is not your ceiling. Your next level is attainable to you. And I can't wait to see what level you end up at.